Hey Bram, let's talk about AI.
All right, let's talk about AI. I first got into AI about that same time I was telling you about when Soup did their 30th anniversary, and it was starting to become commonplace, and I wanted to use it to help create a poster. And I think it was my first real understanding of what works well with AI and what doesn't. And me and my chat GPT agent got into a very interesting conversation, probably none like what it usually has, and that turned into something that we call the fusion ship, and really stemmed this whole entire concept of what I call HUAI, human AI collaboration. Humans and AI work better together. So I designed this poster. This was the suit poster, and the whole entire concept was is that when we were on the road, we had this idea of having a toy chest on stage that would be filled with toys that were each one represented a song, and someone from the audience could come up and pull one out, and we would play that song. And we never really got to fulfill that vision, although I loved it. We had a theme song for it and everything. So I decided to put this into our 30th anniversary. And at first, I asked AI to make the whole entire poster, and it gave me something, but it wasn't what I wanted, and quickly learned how to tear it apart and build it piece by piece with AI and build style guides and governance, excuse me, and all this stuff. And that really set me on a journey of how to work with AI, which then, I struggled, and I assume a lot of people are struggling right now with finding work. I could not find decent work doing what I was doing. The phone stopped ringing, and those gigs that came to me easily were not coming anymore. I had to put a whole entire portfolio together, which I had never done before because I always got more work, and that took a long time, and quickly learned how LinkedIn and Indeed and Glass, all the job sites don't really bring opportunity. And we could discuss that another day as to why that is, and it's very unfortunate. But it's a new paradigm, and AI plays a very big role across the whole entire board. And I decided, you know what? I love what I've started developing with my agent and learning how to bring human and AIs together to work in a different way. And it's not about having AI replace people, because that's not anything that I wanted. So we created Fusion Force, and the concept behind Fusion Force is that it's a fusion of human and AI working together. And it's based on three principles. There are three laws to AI that back Fusion Force, and it's first and foremost protect the people. And it's protect the IP, protect the what's important about the business, and then also protect the ethics of it. And what is required in order to do that is a lot of different things, because right now AI sits on large language models, and these models are not yours to have. You could build a narrow language model for yourself, but you are not going to have that quantum worldly wiseness that AI large language models bring to the table, because they have a huge head start on the intelligence gathering. But it doesn't mean that they're 100% intelligent, and that's the problem. And the problems with AI right now, like I said before, is that humans are more intelligent, but AI does things faster, does certain things better. Humans do certain things better, but they tend to do them slower. But where do you find that special mix so that they both work together and that humans don't lose control? There's a very specific term that we use, is called HITL, human in the loop, right? And sometimes you want the human in the loop, and sometimes you don't want the human in the loop, but the human has to stay in control. And that's the fundamental, really important thing that a lot of businesses might think, well, why can't I just start flipping over to AI? I will guarantee you will go down a quantum rabbit hole that will take you somewhere that will tear your hair out and maybe even destroy your business. Why you want to work with a consultant like myself is that I have a back office of implementers that can help get the job done. But the most critical, important part of starting any journey into bringing business into AI, whether it's entertainment, aerospace, mobile mechanics, a local plumber, or a enterprise Fortune 50 company, is that you need to do the assessment first and understand. Your consultant needs to understand how the business works, how you work your business, not how the business works or how the vertical works, but how you work your business and how AI is going to fit a role into that without changing your business. because it will do that every second that it has. And that might be the biggest challenge with AI right now that I really like to help others circumvent, because it has taken me to some very, very frustrating places, and it's the critical aspect of how to bring AI into a human world where human adoption is at a maximum and human control stays consistent, because AI is built upon certain ways to get things done that in the real world don't always necessarily work. And before you know it, you'll have something really grand, like with these any of these sites. And I could share with you another time the ones that you should stay away from and the ones that you should potentially work with. But always work with a consultant in those aspects so that they can be on your side to help. Because if not, you're going to get dragged out of what it is that makes your business great into how to bring AI into it, and it could have detrimental effects on everything. And that's why we're here, and that's why Fusion Force is here. It's to fuse humans and AI working together to get a positive outcome. Positive outcomes are rapid growth, scaling revenue, cutting back expenses, turning cost centers into profit centers, turning pain points into 3-day weekends. There's a myriad of excellent opportunities for AI to help your business grow. And let's just face it, I'll leave it with this, that if you're going to be in business in the future, you're going to need to have AI involved. There's only going to be two kinds of companies down the road. At some point, there's going to be those that have AI in their workflows and those that are out of business. And that's an unfortunate fact. But I want to make sure that the people that I work with, that when they bring AI in, that they are still in control, their people are protected, their IP is protected, their ethics are upheld, and their productivity increases.